normalize it first. We call it as text normalization. You know, you normalize it to the meaning of the real world. Then we will do machine learning tasks after that. You know, it's not. I mean, in your methodology, you do not use that. You are defined because you are doing it manually annotated by the human. But then it's actually maybe to make it. I think it's. I just guessing. Okay, it'll be more accurate, or you'll get more better ambiguation because to do the text normalization. I think Dr. Ismail understand what is text normalization. I mean, you have the do the translation to the correct terms and then do the machine learning also.
I see. As I understand it, the abbreviation, assigning the abbreviation to the different expansion or meaning or the senses is like text normalization in this case. So that's so even in
what you are doing. What you are doing here is about sensors, but this is just part of the cleaning the pictures where it can also be not. You do not need to. I mean, the sensors will be the second phase where it will be better to do the normalization. R stand for what? I mean, the possible translation. We call it just the normalization of the right terms for or the meanings. Okay.
Okay. I'll look into that.
All right. Okay. I think that's the main concern of my my concern of this. But the rest, yeah, congratulations, is very interesting, and I can see there's a lot of application. Prof, you cannot retire yet.
I agree.
Because there's a lot of because I'm now also teaching data science. We can do a lot of analytic out of this. The issues in us in NLP because we do not have the corpus. Now we do have the corpus. I hope this will become available so more application and more analytic can be done, Prof, and the whole team.
Thank you, Dr. Rohana. Thank you very much for your contribution and a very constructive question. Now, Dr. Mahmoud, could you please?
Sorry about
Don't worry. Thank you very much. You stay with us then.
Good morning, everyone. Thank you very much. And thank you. Congratulations to your supervisors, Prof. Awang and Prof. Shamim. Actually, it was a great job. Actually, nowadays, AI actually is going to be involved with a lot of, and of course, in the public health, we need to concentrate more on application of the data, big data, data analytics, and AI. And that's why we still need Prof. Awang to be here. I do agree. I have a few actually comments on the especially on the statistical point of view. I noticed that some of the statistics that you have reported, especially when you are using the logistic regression, right? The standard error of your estimation is quite high. Actually, when you are dealing with some huge sample, I think rather than p-value, you need to look at the confidence interval. I think for some of the variables, I think the normal logistic regression cannot be used because of low frequency of some of the observation. Maybe you can try penalize the logistic regression, which is very, what you call it, suitable for the low frequency event or rare events. And overall, actually, it was a great job, as Prof. Rohana also mentioned. The only things that is a bit need to be clarified actually is the process of creating some subset of data. Actually, it's a bit difficult for the readers to understand how did you manage, because you deal with the different subset of data, different step of research, right? Especially when you look at the ICC, interclass correlation. So I think if you can come with a flow chart in your methodology section to make more clear in terms of what kind of data for which kind of analysis were used. My next comment, actually, my next question, actually, how did you do the cross-validation? Actually, that's very important when you create a predictive model using the AI. So you need to make sure that the ability of prediction, not based on the data that you have been used in the developing of the model with external data. Have you done it or not?
So I wish for phase 1, you can see that I did externally validate with a different type of data set. But in phase 2, because of the scarcity of the abbreviations and their instances, it's very difficult. But I have considered using external data set from the US, which they've created. So it has been considered, but I did not actually have time to include it in this research.
Yeah, that's actually, that is, I don't know if you have time, maybe you can include it, right? Because that will strengthen the body of research. And of course, you will be more, what do you call it, confident about your proposed model. And I saw that you did, what do you call it, some tenfold cross-validation, right, in the sum of data, but that is internal validity. I propose that you can include some kind of, if possible. And again, I just want to strongly recommend you, when you are dealing with the huge data, do not concentrate on the p-value, right? Because everything will be significant. When you are dealing with huge data, even a small differences is going to be significant. Maybe in some part of analysis, you can also elaborate more on effect size rather than the p-value. Actually, the effect size is much more solid when the sample sizes are huge. And the next comment, actually, okay, can I ask you how this system can be converted to an application in medical settings? So how this, I mean, from action plan, right, from that application perspective, how this system, how this model can be embedded to current medical record systems?
Right. Well, actually, I have a slide for that, but this is pertaining on how it can be applied into My Harmony. But I think it would be a similar approach for electronic health records. Of course, this is a back-end system. My Harmony is a back-end system. And you can see this is also included in my thesis, but I did not include how it can be combined into current application. So we've got the tokenizer, which was created from this research, but also I also know that My Harmony also has its own tokenizer. And then we also created the model for abbreviation detection and disambiguation. And this whole the application to do this can be used just before My Harmony start to extract the information for reporting. So, for example, My Harmony tries to extract information for KPI, cardiology KPI. For example, how many death is due to unstable angina. So those key terms, unstable angina, sometimes they use UA as an abbreviation. So what the application can do is it runs through the text, identify the UA as an abbreviation, and try to disambiguate it. And once it's disambiguated, it has the correct expansion, and only then My Harmony can read again and pick up this the term unstable angina and not confuse it with any other meanings. So that is at the back-end method, which is the My Harmony. At the front end, which is the electronic health records, when it can be applied even during key-in, when the doctor starts to key in. So in a live systems, probably the system can actually highlight when abbreviations are being keyed in, and it doesn't have to highlight all abbreviations, but I'm sorry, it can highlight all abbreviations, but also highlight which abbreviations are dangerous and needs to be disambiguated. And then when the doctors try to click on the abbreviation, then the system can also prompt the list of possible disambiguation, the possible meaning of that, or automatically disambiguate those abbreviations that was detected. So the application can be both at the front end when during documentation, or at the back end once the information is already stored in the database.
Thank you very much. Well done. Again, congratulations to you and your supervisor. I'm wishing you all the best. Thank you, Prof. Nasreen.
Thank you, Dr. Mahmoud, for a very constructive question. I think it was very important. Dr. Ismat, I didn't read your, I go through your reports, very brief, and it was wow, very complete, as if you're about to submit, which is really good. Just a point, I understand you are going to graduate from our department, SPM, right? And one of the requirement is, I didn't look at that. I'm just telling you because I didn't see your slides. And I think reflecting, and I think on top of Prof. Mahmoud's suggestion, is the public health significant? Because you are graduating from our department, so you need to have a concern about that. Can you a little bit elaborate on that?
I think in terms of public health aspect, I could tie it with the application of MyHarmony, because MyHarmony is developed at the national level. It can be used to analyze data from a public health perspective, not just reportings, but identifying diseases, identifying the communicable or non-communicable diseases at the back end, means informed data that's been stored from previous years. When MyHarmony is improved with the model that we've created, I think it can impact the public health sector.
Do you have this in your report? Because I didn't look at that. I'm not sure.
No, actually. So thank you.
So yeah, you should add that part. So it's very important for you. And another things again, looking at your conclusion, again, I'm giving the suggestion because I'm just looking at your slides. I think it is very important. You have done a lot, and you have done a lot of statistical analysis. I think where Dr. Mahmoud mentioned, let's say, effect size or some very important result you do have, it is very important you strengthen your conclusion by some results and number. That's really important to show how effective is your study, or I don't know, how the confidence interval, or what. You have to strengthen your conclusion by some results. That's one of my concerns. I think you should add that. And the last question, just a maybe very basic question. Why did you choose these two hospitals, IJN and the other one, public hospital? What was the justification using that area?
So the baseline is out of convenience because it is already in MyHarmony at the time of extraction. But to me, it's also an advantage because one hospital represents the private sector and another hospital represents the public sector. So in terms of generalizing the picture, the landscape of the use of abbreviations, I can actually say that and compare those two scenarios.
But would it be, because we know IJN is by very senior doctors, and at very beginning, your assumption is it's obvious, there's a junior doctor and this is you know what I mean? But I do agree with you, as a foreigner, when I came to Malaysia, I have a lot of problem to understand people, because people use a lot of abbreviation, and I think that's a culture actually. So I'm like, always I'm lost, and then coming to the medical background, I think this is using abbreviation is common. It's just my concern, that's I think this is where you need to understand or have some your concern in my convenience, or you have to have a very concrete answer to the examiner. Anyway, thank you so much. I think Prof. Awang, Dr. Shamima, any question, any concern you can bring up?
No, I think Ismail has done quite a lot of work lah. So we were pushing her very hard.
I'm sure.
No, he didn't.
She wasn't quite ready for this CD. I said, no, you have to get it ready either by hook or by crook. I really don't care how you do it, but you, but well, you know how I work lah. So I want my students to do their best lah.
Yeah, it was amazing.
So the report is quite complete, I think. There are only a few additional things that we need to put in, strengthen it before it's ready for submission, I believe lah. And thank you to your assessors for the comments. So
I'm so amazed by a medical doctor to work. Yeah, Dr. Hannah, please open your mic and
I just forgot. I just need some clarification, Dr. Ismail. You mentioned about NER.
Name entity recognition.
Name entity recognition. This is subsystem. Is it an application for the output of your project later on? When
Sorry?
you mentioned about NER? When you mention about NER, will it be name entity recognition system? Will it be later on?
Well,
output of your project
abbreviation detection is the name entity recognition, but my thesis has not gone to the end of building the application itself. Actually, in the proposal defense, someone actually asked me this question: why didn't I include the application in system? But looking at the timeline, I think I'll focus on these two research questions first, and maybe postgraduate. I don't know.
I can give this as a final year project, Prof.
Yes, please do. No, I mean I'm
some application of.
I would like to thank Prof. Awang and Prof. Samim for being my supervisors, and and Nasrin for coordinating. Thank you for all the
You're so lucky. Just I'm wondering, because since Datin Samima is here, Datin, do you want to say anything? I think she's in the meeting, right?
Yeah, she's in.
Yeah.
I can see her name there.
I am in the meeting, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Smart has done wonders. Not only has she done something in the medical field, in the computer science field, she's looking into NLP as well as machine learning. Yeah. So that's a big task, actually. There are some hiccups here and there, but I think with the writing, we can refine and improve the report. And also, thank you for some of the suggestions. I think we can take it up and we can resolve the issues. Well done, Ismat, and thank you, panel, Dr. Prof. Nazrin, Prof. Mahmood, Dr. Rohana, my colleague.
Thank you, Prof. Thank you very much. I just opened the floor for the audience. It's fair to let them, anybody from audience wants to ask question from Ismat or give any suggestion. Many people inside the room, we don't want to ask question. That's amazing work.
I can suggest that Dr. Ismat can present this what do you call it here, her finding as under a seminar in the faculty level, because right now, even at the RMC, we are going to encourage most of our researchers to move to the application of the AI in the medical fields. I think we can discuss with talk with Prof. Sanjay and ask if possible, maybe he can have a short seminar.
Yeah, she has to do that for her.
That's a great idea.
She has to do this. So anyway, Dr. Ismail, thank you very much for a very comprehensive presentation. I'm sure the suggestion by panel will improve. And of course, you were so lucky to have Dr. Wang and Dr. Shamima with you. However, you are, I, at the very beginning, I was following up with your PD until today, and I realized that you are yourself are very hardworking, and this is something, it's very important you pick up other expertise and be multidisciplinary as a medical doctor to go and touch on the AI and machine learning. That's amazing. So we hope you commercialize it, go to for the AP and etc. So in that, I'm going to conclude here, and you can leave the room, Dr. Ismat, and all audience except the panel and supervisor can remain to the room. Thank you so much.